welcome to our channel. Friends, today we will see MCQs of Indian Contract Act. Friends, watch our complete video, like it, share it, comment on it. Don't forget to subscribe our channel. So friends, we will see MCQ of Contract Act with answer. Question: when did Indian Contract Act come into force? Answer is 1st September 1872. Question number 1. Which the following strikes only at document and not transactions? Answer is option number B, the Registration Act 1908. Question number 2. A stipulation in a bond for payment of compound interest on failure to pay simple interest at the same rate as was payable upon the principal is not a penalty within the meaning of. Answer is option number A, section 74 of the Indian Contract Act. Question number 3. A sub-bailee is a person to whom the actual possession of goods is transferred by someone. Answer is option number C, both option A and option B. Option A is who is not himself not an owner of goods. Option B, who has a present right to possession of them as bailee of the owner. Question number 4. A successful plaintiff in an action for detainee is therefore entitled to the return of the goods or recovery of its value and damages for detention and is entitled to have been assessed separately. Answer is option number C, option both A and B. Option A, the value of the goods at the date of the assessment. Option B, damages sustained by him up to that date. Question number 5. Sued by bailor or bailee against wrongdoer is dealt under which of the following in the Indian Contract Act? Answer is option number C, section 180. Question number 6. A supplies the wife and children of B, a lunatic, with necessary suitable to their conditions in life. Answer is A is entitled to be reimbursed from B's property. Question number 7. A support B's infant son, B promised to pay A's expense in so doing. Answer is option number B, this is a contract. Question number 8. A surety is discharged if the creditor without consent unconditionally releases the principal debtor. The reason for this principle being that. Answer is option number C, option both A and B. Option A, the release extinguishes the principal obligation. Option B, such release adversely affects the right of the surety to sue the principal debtor and deprives the surety of his right to compel the debtor to perform his own obligation to the creditor. Question number 9. A transaction by which A promised to pay B and C for consideration during their joint lives and after the death of one of them to the survivor, the consideration moved from B, but the agreement was signed by all three, that is A, B and C. Answer is option number C. There was privity between A on one side and B and C on the other. Question number 10. A undertakes to deliver 1,000 mounts of jute to B on a fixed day applying section 47 Indian Contract Act. Answer is option number C. A must apply to B to appoint a reasonable place for the purpose of receiving it and must deliver it to him at such place. Question number 11. A undertakes to repay B a loan of rupees 1,000 by 5 equal monthly installment with a stipulation that in default of payment of any installment, the whole shall become due. Answer is option number C. This stipulation is not by way of penalty and the contract may be enforced according to its terms. Question number 12. A decree holder and entitled to execution of B's goods requires the officer of the court to seize certain goods, representing them to be the goods of B. The officer seizes the goods and issues by C the true owner of the goods. Answer is option number C. A is liable to indemnify the officer for the sum which he is compelled to pay to C in consequence of obeying A's directions. Question number 13. A man enfeebled by disease or age is induced by B's influence over him as his medical attendant to agree to pay B an unreasonable sum for his professional services. Answer is option number B. B employs undue influence. Question number 14. A merchant in Calcutta has an agent B in London to whom a sum of money is paid on A's account with orders to remit B retain the money for considerable time. A in consequence of not receiving the money becomes insolvent. Answer is option number C. B is liable for the money and interest from the day on which it ought to have been paid according to the usual rate and for any further direct loss, as example by variation of rate of exchange but not further. Question number 15. A is a merchant in England, directs B, his agent are Bombay, who accept the agency to send him 100 bales of cotton by a certain ship. B, having it in his power to send the cotton, omits to do so. The ship arrives safely in England. Soon after her arrival, the price of cotton rises. Answer is option number C. B is bound to make good to A profit which he might have made by 100 bales of cotton at the time the ship arrived, but not any profit he might have made by the subsequent rise. Question number 16. A money lender advance rupees 100 to B, an agriculturist, and by undue influence induces B to execute a bond for rupees 200 with interest as 6% per month. Answer is option number B. The court may set the bond aside, ordering B to repay rupees 100 with such as may seem just. Question number 17. A singer contracts with B, the manager of the theatre, for 2 nights in every week during the next 2 months, and B engaged to pay her 100 rupees for each night's performance. On the 6th night, A willfully absent herself from the theatre, and B in consequence rescind the contract. Answer is option number C. B must pay A for the 5 nights on which she had sung. Question number 18. A is a singer contracts with B, the manager of a theatre, to sing at his theatre for 2 nights in every week during the next 2 months, and B engaged to pay her 100 rupees for each night's performance. On the 6th night, A willfully absent herself from the theatre, and B in consequence rescind the contract. Answer is option number B. B is entitled to claim compensation the damage which he has sustained through the non-fulfillment of the contract.